Hey y'all, it's Lisa Smith taking over. Once again, real quick, I asked Reek if I could take over because it was a topic I seen, and I was like, let me see if anybody else, you know, feels some type of way about this topic. It's can men say no to women? I'm not gonna be on here all night, but I'll wait a little bit to see if somebody comes in here. Um, can men say no to women? And that could be, work life wise, um, anything. Well, not if they can say no to women. It's more like, well, what will happen if they do say no to women? Does that make sense? Hey, Dre Chili, how you doing? It's been a minute. He said, "Ha, simple. Yes, I do it all the time." Well, I seen some ladies on Twitter, and a guy was going around asking them if they wanted to have sex with a man, how would they take it if the man told them no? And a lot of the women were upset and saying the man's never turned them down and never said no to them. So that's why my question is, can a man say no to a woman? Like, let's say you with your woman, y'all cool, y'all have a good relationship, and let's say you're the man and you're not really feeling like you want to have sex, but she wants to have sex. Will you say no to her, or you still have sex? That's or let's say a woman wants to take you out to eat and you're not really feeling it. Will you say no to her? Can you say no to her? Like those type of questions. I'm asking. Thanks for the one thumbs up, by the way. So that's what I'm asking, Dre Chili. You said yeah. That doesn't surprise me, Dre Chili. You are to me it seems like you a straight shooter. Like this is straight up and down what it's gonna be. If you don't like it, oh well, move around. That's how I look at it. So who all else? It says I got four people in here. So who all else is in here besides Dre Chili? And Reek said, "Can they?" So I'm wondering the same thing. I think men can say no to women in any regard. I've been told no, on various things, not just sex, just many things. That's life, how you look at it. Who all else is out there? Just would like to know. I know it's been a. Before I went on, the other night had been a while since I had been on because I just been, you know, making moves and spending time with my child and family. And right now I'm just gearing up for summertime. And Corey is saying hi. Well, hi, Corey. And the top of the conversation is, can men say no to women? Corey, you can chime in if you like, or anybody could chime in if they want. Can men say no to women? Dre Chili already said he says yes. He will say it. He could say no to women. He said it's a simple no, and I feel like if a woman can say no, a man can say no. So that's how I look at it. Same old, same old. This live looks like it's been like a little slower than the one I had the other night, and I told Reek if it's kind of slow, I'm gonna drop off. So I'll give it, to the. I'll be like Reek and give it to the 15-minute mark, and if nobody chimes in more than who's already in here, we'll just have a lovely night, rest of the evening for everyone, and we'll look at it like that. That's how I look at it. Just, but I think everyone should be able to say yes or no to their partner, or not even their partner, to people in general. If you don't feel like doing something, man or woman, you should be able to tell somebody no. Don't ever feel like someone, you have to say yes to someone to please them. That's called manipulation, and nobody needs to be manipulated. Me personally, I feel that way. Don't let people manipulate you. That's how I look at it. That's my thing. We're it says we have 3 people in here. We're at the 6 minute mark. Nobody's really said anything. So just seeing who somebody, Breek didn't put the number up, and I would appreciate if he did, not until we get some more people in here. It is a Monday night, so people probably just chilling. I don't know. The other night I came on, people were probably just surprised to see I was on here. We were talking about various topics that day. A lot of propaganda is being pushed right now too, so keep your eyes open to anybody that's listening. Versus the, if man or women can say no, or if you're a man, can you say no to a woman? There's more to that too. That's how I look at it. But I think, like I said, going back earlier, you don't have to say no to someone, and you don't have to say yes to someone. Do what is best for you, whether it be a no or a yes. That's how I look at it. If someone wants you to say no, say no. If they want you to say yes, say yes. But really, ultimately, it comes down to your decision on what you want to do and what they're asking you. Can you really handle that? Can you do it? That's how I look at it. We're approaching 8 minutes, and I ain't had. Okay, yes, indeed. Okay. Corey said, yes, indeed, absolutely. If I feel she wants something that she doesn't need, I'm not going to buy it for her. A sacrifice is highly needed. That's good. Charles Dickinson put all love, Bonneview Mafia. Okay. Okay, Corey. You say you're not going to buy it if she don't absolutely need it. I agree with you. And that goes for man or woman. If somebody doesn't need something, if somebody doesn't need, ooh, if somebody doesn't need something, you don't have to get it for them. That's how I look at it. If it's a want or a need, it depends on, for me, it depends on the person. Turning down good cooch, is that the question? Basically, that is a question. If a woman asks you to have sex and you're not in the mood to have sex, will you still have sex with her? Or would you tell her no? That's really the basis of this question. And I tell people that all the time. Can would they? Can they? Can you as a man tell a woman no? Sex wise? I know me as a woman, I've encountered someone telling me no, but it's all good. It is what it is. We are coming on the 10-minute mark and nobody's really said anything. Are people asleep, making runs, getting to the money? What are we doing? That's what I'm wondering. And if you're catching the replay, let I hope you find this live conducive. How do I feel about that, Lisa? Lisa, that I got turned down? It is what it is. It's life. I've said no before to men. Sometimes people don't be in the mood. And you can't take it because that's not consent and that is a form of rape. I'm not a rapist. Women can be rapists too, contrary to what people think and believe. Just like men can be rapists, women can be rapists. If you have to pressure a man into having sex with you, maybe he really didn't want to have sex with you, sis, and he's just doing it to shut you up. That's kind of like peer pressure. Just leave him alone. If he doesn't want to have sex with me, that's fine. I can find someone that will. That's how I look at it. And if I'm really feeling the dude and he says no, there's always another time. Corey came back and said, but she told me that I was the first man to tell her no because she pretty much can get anyone in bed. See, and a lot of women feel that way. Like a lot of women will are surprised when a man says no to them sexually. They're like, "What? Huh?" Because the way society views men and views relationships in general, a man is not allowed to say no to sex. Women are allowed to say no to sex, and if you say no to a woman, that's rape. And if it's the other way around, it's still rape. That's how I look at it. So, now there's 7 people in here. I see Williams is here. Hey, Williams, the topic is, can a woman tell a man no? Basically, the sex. If if a woman asks you to have sex, can you tell her no? Will you tell her no? Have you ever told her no? Is the question. And you came in right in time, Williams, because if I would hit that 15-minute mark and nobody was saying nothing, I was cutting out. That's how I look at it. Yes, you can say no. Yeah, you can say no. That's good to hear. But there's some women, and I seen this. This is where this topic came out of. I was on Twitter, and a guy was going around interviewing women, and basically most of the women was like, I ain't never been turned down for sex, and if he tells me no, he ain't gonna tell me no. Basically, like a lot of women's ego was coming out. Like I ain't never been told no, and if he tells me no, I'm automatically think he's gay or something's wrong with him. Period. Like like I said before, I'm not ashamed to say that I've been told no. It doesn't bother me because maybe the man had a hard day at work. Maybe he's tired. Like same reason why women might say no to sex is the same reason why men might say no to sex. Maybe he's not attracted to you. Maybe he ain't in the mood. Maybe there's something going on in his mental health that he just is not feeling it. Men are entitled to that just as much as women are. But the way society is set up, a man tell you no, your ego gets to you and you automatically, oh no, fuck this dude. I know he didn't tell me no. What's wrong with him? Like, them type of things. Makes you wonder and think. We are on the 14-minute mark. We have 5 people in here. Who else is in here besides, oh Lord, Cadillac, J Justice in the building. I told one no the other day. I'm celibate. You mean sell a bit? Like you'll sell a bit of it, not celibate, no sex, yeah, whatever. I like to flip the mood in bed sometimes. I find a way to get to spiritual meditation. I'm driving, but I'm tuned. Says we got 7 people in here. It is what it is. Women, like I said, men have all the right in the world to say no just as much as women do. The way society is, celibate, right? He's willing to celibate. You got what I was saying, Will. The way society is, men aren't allowed to say no to women. So, from what I was watching in the video with the people calling and dude was interviewing them, a lot of the women were upset that that could even be fathomed that a man would say no to them. And some women even admitted on tape that they would take it, which is rape. Consent rape is basically you have to have consent. Men can be raped. Just because a man gets hard and all that, then but if he tells you no and he's still hard, no means no, right? That's what they tell us. That's how I look at it. No means no. So that's how I look at it. Okay, who's all in here? Reek is saying should he post a hotline? It's up to y'all if you want to post a hotline. That's how I look at it. Niles McDowell, yes, yes, we can. I'm proof. I respect me first, and second, I respect my queen. Don't get me wrong. I be flattered, but my heart belongs to my wife. And then William said, "Life is life, and some men don't feel up to it, and some women don't want it all the time either." True. I think it's woo, it's hot. I think it all depends on the people and the situation. Like I said earlier, everybody has a right to say no, and consent is consent. That's how I look at it. If a man tells you no, respect that and move on. Because if a woman says no and a man can't respect that and he still tries to, have sex with her, or he does, and she says no, that's rape. So why can't it be rape the other way around? Is how I'm looking and how I'm thinking. That's how I look at that's how I look at it. The chemistry, the timing, the mood, because emotions change. Right, Williams? Not even emotions change or the mood or chemistry. Maybe people just tired. Maybe they got a lot. Maybe they got a lot on their mind. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, maybe not even physically tired. Maybe mentally they tired. Sex can be mental too, as well. A lot of people don't look at it like that, but it's true. And it could be physically tiring. All of the above. Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like I said, everybody has a right to say no. But them women on that video I watched, they were upset that a man would even think about saying no to them. And like I said, and some woman on there blatantly admitted that if a man tells her no, she's taking it. And I was just like, wow, you just admitted to rape on social media. So wow, if and I look at it, you can look at the double standard right now. Because if that was a man saying, if she tells me no, I'm gonna just take it. Think about how people would talk about him and view that dude. That's how I look at it. Look how they view that dude. They would be talking about him. Probably people would be writing think pieces. All people say all types of shit. That's how I look at it. If a man outright said that he don't care if a woman says no, he's just gonna take it. But like I said, that's the way society is and is built in. There's no way a woman could be a rapist when a woman can be. Your microphone is crisply clear on God. Thank you. That's how I look at it. You gotta look at things from that aspect. Like it's a double standard. The men and women double standard. That if a woman says no, I'm not in the mood, a man has to respect that. A man says I'm not in the mood, he's gonna either get laughed at, talked about, or some women are gonna assume that he's gay, which to me is all bad. They are very disrespectful these days, Williams. I agree with you. People aren't taught. I'm a generation different than you, Williams, but I understand that I'm not this generation, but I'm the generation after you. And it's like this generation hasn't been taught anything. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know common sense. They don't know anything. All they know is how to be stupid and jump on Instagram or jump on Twitter or jump on Facebook and say some shit. They don't have no type of common sense. And respect has been out the window a long time ago, out the door. That's how I look at it. I call them GMO babies because that's basically what they are to me, some GMO experiments. These kids don't know nothing. And it's really, truly sad. They're extremely antisocial. They don't know anything. You'd be surprised how many men don't know how to change a tire, Williams. And that is not even from just the GMO generation. I know a lot of men that don't know how to change their tires. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of men that don't know how to change a tire. In the words of Elder, I heard any dummy can press a button. What if he stopped right in the middle and said he's had enough? Would you respect that? Corey said being raised by iPhone, being raised by electronics. Period. Um, you can't do anything but respect that. I've now, let me be clear, that's never happened to me. A man stopping in the middle of it saying he's had enough. You have to respect that. Because if a woman says in the middle of sex, I'm not feeling this anymore, you have to stop, right? I said it goes both ways. You can't expect for men to do it, and then you got to have the same type of feelings for women. That's never happened to me, but if a man says he ain't feeling it, then she just got to be like, okay, I understand. Not even I understand, because obviously she don't understand. It's a okay. You know what I'm saying? Just move on. You don't want to get a rape. You don't want to get a rape charge, even though I've never heard of a woman going to jail for rape, and I'm just being honest. On a man. Not saying it can't happen female to female, but on a man is what I'm saying. That's how I look at it. They're having too many things raised their kids, electronics, everything. You ain't stopping, Cadillac, but you just said you were celibate, so make up your mind. But there are some men that maybe ain't feeling it. Maybe he's there in the middle of sex and something else is going on and he has to stop. There you go. That's how I look at it. That's how you look at it. I ain't stopping. Here we go. Lord have mercy. I look at it as on certain level and certain playing fields, you got to treat men and women the same. That's how I look at it. You got to look on that when it comes to sexual stuff. You got to look at them in the same light. Cadillac must have his tubes tied. What does that mean, Corey? Like, do you mean like got snipped? He can't have kids. The thing about it is I don't understand why. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is why they have all this birth control for women but not for men. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that birth control They got birth control pills, shots, all type of shit for women, but not for men. Wouldn't it be easier for you to just get rid of, have them shoot blanks than tear up a whole womb? But that's just me just thinking out loud. It's easier to stop the bullets coming out of a gun than building a bulletproof vest, but that's just me. And why won't some men get snipped versus, relying on the woman to be in control of the birth control and be in control of not having kids? It's kind of lopsided. But like I said before, a lot of things in our society is lopsided. Not right. What's crazy talk? Men being on some type of birth control, that's not crazy talk. Or getting snipped, that's not crazy talk. To me, it ain't. Sorry. I think men should be snipped. That's how I look at it. Prophylaxis protects getting shot by semen. Okay, and but let's say you're in a committed relationship. Mind you, I said committed, and you guys are no, you're not dipping out on each other. And let's say y'all both came to the agreement that y'all don't want to have kids, and she don't want her tubes burnt up. Let's look at it like that, and then that's how I look at it. So why does it always have to be the woman? Why can't the man get his line snipped? Why the woman got to go in and get her tubes tied, which means they burn your fallopian tubes, versus with the man they put a clamp or they cut the tube. That's what I'm saying. Cuz everybody knows, let's be honest, no, honesty's my thing. Sex does feel better without condoms. Period. That's how I look at it. Nah, nope. What do you mean, nah, nope, Reek? No snipping? Is that what you said nope to, or you said nope to unprotected sex? Or in the words of what some old school people like to call it, raw sex? That's how I look at it. I say it should be an equal opportunity thing. And getting cheaper than a woman getting her tubes tied. That's how I look at it. Reek, you didn't say now nope to what? That's how I look at it. I think that people should have some type of understanding on what they want to do if they don't want to bring any kids into this world. Oh, just getting snipped. It's cheaper than a woman getting her tubes tied. Look it up. Prophylactics are cheaper. Oh, that is true. That is true. That's how I look at it. They are. That is true. Especially if you're not in, if you just messing around to be messing around, very cheaper. Because not only do you not want to have kids, not only do you not want to have kids, you maybe people don't look at it like when you have kids, you are essentially tied to that person for the rest of your life. Even when your kids grow up, you know what I'm saying? You're still gonna have to deal with this person because you've had a child with them. And let's say you're just messing around with somebody you really can't stand. What happens if you have a child with somebody you can't stand? Boom. So I do have to agree with Reek on the prophylactics are cheaper. That's like a short term. I'm talking about long term. And I did say relationship, Reek. How do you feel? You just said no snipping. So what would you advise if you were a woman? You would just stick with condoms? Is that what you say? If you were the woman, would you just stick with condoms? Because maybe the woman doesn't want her womb burnt up. Because that's essentially what they do when they tie your tubes. They burn your fallopian tubes. They burn them. That's how I look at it. Know when to pull your Johnson out. Oh, okay. So that's a real old school method. I think that's like right up there with it. Basically, it's older than condom use is pulling out. But not everybody is equipped and not everybody has the right timing and not every man really. Some men feel like that's just taking the enjoyment out of everything. Is you coming out right at that peak. You're missing out on everything. We're not missing out, but you're missing out on the warmth and the closeness. That's another way to look at it. But like I said, not every man has mastered the pulling out the Johnson and some can't handle it, that type of responsibility of pulling out. So they just stick with condoms because they're not that versed in that area. So here we are at 32 minutes, and it just seems like it's me and Reek talking. Where did Williams go? Where did Cadillac go? And where did Corey go? And Dre Chili, it says we got 4 people in here. Who are those 4 people? I'm just wondering because it seemed like everybody just buzzed on out. I'm glad that the people did come in that came in and said a few things. Just listening, moving around. I'm on the highway. Oh, okay. Excuse me. I was just wondering where y'all went. I appreciate y'all coming in live. And if you haven't already, for the people that haven't said anything, please hit the thumbs up button. You playing with her life, you're playing with your life and hers. There are things you can catch and won't let go. True indeed, but I was talking about people that are in a relationship with someone and it's a long-term relationship. You not just having unprotected sex with any old body. I was using that question as somebody that you've been with and you've both been tested, you both know you don't have anything. That's what I'm talking about. And I definitely agree, Niles, with using protection with someone that is not somebody you trying to build with and all that other type of stuff. Maybe this is just I also say use condoms if it's just a one night stand type of thing or somebody you just fucking to be fucking, like that's all y'all do is have sex, then yeah. But I'm talking about someone that you've been with for years and that type of situation. Like somebody and y'all cool, but y'all don't want to have no children. Y'all good. I'm asking about that outlook. Well, how do y'all feel about it? And Reek said, you know, if she don't want to burn her fallopian tubes and he don't want to get snipped and they've had the conversation and are okay with it, then basically that's the rhythm method that Reek's talking about, pulling your Johnson out. And I said some men can't even do that. They're not that skilled. That's all I was saying. So we're at the almost a 35-minute marker. And so far, I think we've gotten a good response from the people that have been talking. Appreciate it. Reek posted the hotline up if somebody want to call in. And I believe you, Reek. And say whatever they would like to say about this topic. If a man can say no to a woman, and a lot of y'all have already said that y'all have said no before, and there's nothing to y'all, so it's like second nature. So I get it. It's cool. And we had there's some of the regulars in here. Appreciate y'all coming in. If you're not saying nothing, because you're busy doing other things, I still appreciate the view and you coming in and saying that you're here and that you're listening. Because I ain't been on here in a while, and before this, before the last live, which was the other day, I appreciate the love and I appreciate the ones that rock with me. You know, when I'm not on here, and appreciate what I've been through and let me tell my story on their channel and getting a better understanding of so many things that I didn't have no clue about when I first initially kind of took this channel over. But nobody's really saying anything. I'll get to the 38-minute mark, and if nobody says anything, I'll do some up. Again, thank you, Reek, for letting me come on the channel and take it over for a little bit. I appreciate it. I seen a live with Shad, had me rolling, and y'all said some other crazy things. I'm not surprised. Hopefully you record with Shad again live, and then I could call in and we could go back and forth because I would like that. I appreciate recording with Shad, and I appreciate everybody coming in this live tonight, giving their feelings and thoughts about if they could say no to a woman. And majority of you people on here said yes, y'all could and do say no to women, and it's nothing to y'all. And I'm proud of y'all that y'all have that type of self control, and you're willing to, because there's some people out here, male or female, that can't say no to the opposite sex. Shad was looking for me. Yeah, tell Shad I was tending to my family and making moves. Hey, Joe Frank. So when Shad come on again live, let me, you have my personal phone number. Hit me up and I'll call in so then I could talk about it. I'm gonna be on it. That's how I look at it. Shad's always hilarious to talk and banter with. Same with J Just Cadillac from time to time. Hey Joe Frank, we're just talking about, can a woman say no to a man sexually? Can, if a woman says she wants to have sex, and the man tells her no, can he? It is unusual. I seen it on Twitter today, and you'll be surprised how many women said that a man can't tell them no. And if a man tells them no, either he's gay or something's wrong with him. And a couple of women said they would just take it from him. It was a no, we having sex type of thing. And I said that's kind of crazy. Not kind of, that is, because consent is real, people. Whether you're male or female, consent is real. I'm going to go to the 40-minute mark. I said 38, but Joy Frank hopped in to see if anybody wants to call in or say something. The 40-minute mark, we're already at 39. Before, when I first started talking, we were at 38.50. A woman being sexually aggressive. Okay, whatever. I'm trying to see the comment. A woman being sexually aggressive, that could be a turn on for most men. For most men are supposed, but a primal instinct says you have to say no to a woman. Well, like I said earlier, Joe Frank, according to society and the law, a woman says no, it's no, consent over, done and over with. A man say no, same thing with a woman or with women, and all across the board. If a woman says no, you got to respect that. A man says no, you got to respect that, right? It's consent. That's how I look at it. And men are more primal, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna go to the 42-minute marker now and see if somebody says something. If they don't, gonna click on out and again while saying my not introduction, but my feelings on this topic. Oh, Joe Frank coming back through. Most time, damn nowadays, give it a sexual comment or a cat call to a woman could put you in jail. And I agree, Joe Frank. It's more of the Me Too movement that Rick likes to talk about it, and also maybe fetishizing of certain women. Because, like I said before, there's certain products, unless someone has a sexual dysfunction. Like I said, if a woman says no, a man is supposed to respect that or he goes to jail, right? So if a man says no, a woman needs to respect that too as well. Because, like I said earlier, I think before you came on, Joe Frank, a man could be dealing with so many things like mentally, physically, and maybe he's just not in the mood sexually. And for you to oppress yourself on him is rape. And like I said, I do know men that have been raped. So it may not sound likely, but it does happen. That's how I look at it. Can't take that away. Or like Reek says, someone has sexual dysfunction. Some things are just better left unsaid. Okay. Out here in the life, that's part of another type of get down. I mean, it could be more profitable if you add some toys or some other things to it. Well, makes sense what you're saying, Joe Frank. But I will say that you give a woman a choice, a man deserves a choice as well. And I think that comes down to a lot of different things. But like I said, in society, they don't really talk about consent with men, having a woman consent to being with you. Like they do women, sorry. Men consent is totally different. Where they draw the lines and boundaries or what people are saying. That's how I look at it. And with these movements and people writing think pieces, a lot of things have changed. Anybody else want to chime in besides Joe Frank? Because what he's saying is true. Saying no, okay, well, like some people have, and I hate to say it, some people have buyer's remorse when it comes to sex. Like they had sex with this individual and it was not what they thought it was going to be, and now they're upset. That's buyer's remorse when it comes to sex. Do I believe in the Me Too movement? It really depends on a lot of things. I think it also depends on where I'm at in life with the Me Too movement and really what are their initial goals and what they're trying to do around the world, not just here in the United States. That's how I look at it. Not to thrust this into the conversation, but does the shade play a factor? Race. Um, of course it does, because if you look at historically, white women could say, "Oh, he raped me," and it'd be no black man in sight for 10 miles. They find the closest black man from 10 miles, string him up, deal with him, and boom, lynch. White women's history when it comes to saying no is very murky and does not help anybody in this situation. That's how I look at it. And it's still consent. But I brought into this conversation, it was, when do you say no? And when do you say yes to Netflix? Valley of the Pharaoh said, respect the no. I agree, from both genders, male and female, respect the no. Some people need to say no to be able to regroup themselves and recharge themselves and to know what's going on. I totally agree with the respect to know. Anybody else? Just want to say something? Yes, yes, both sides respect the no. I agree, Valley of the Pharaohs. Mm. This is 2020, not 1920. You do know that, right? Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying, like, I was speaking from the point of view that some women tell men no just because they can and they like to play games with these men. And I know that there's plenty of women that don't know or don't have certain things that they should have and know. So I say it is what it is. It is a slow night, Reek. Hey, Shad. I missed your live. I caught the replay. I was spending time with my family. It was a good replay. We're definitely gonna have to get up together on one of these lives one of these days. Not now, but in the future. Making moves and stuff like that. Do you tell your homegirl that's moving shady that she's foul? Like, what do you mean, Reek? I don't get involved in people's business. That's the key to why my life is stress free. Besides the police, is I don't get involved in people's business. What my homegirl do is her fucking business. Not getting involved. Only way I'll get involved if it crosses to my life, but I don't be involved in people's business. Like I said before, if my homegirl's moving shady, it ain't my business. Just don't bring that shit to my doorstep. Like the female that says she's gonna take it. Do I tell her she's wrong? You know what? That's not my job to tell her she's wrong. Her man that she tried to take it from needs to tell her that she's wrong. Maybe he needs to say something to her. That's not my job. Tell her, look, bitch, I'm not in the. Oops, I didn't mean to say that. It needs to say, I'm not in the mood. Don't try no shady crap, or it's gonna be problems. That's simple. Use your mouth to open it and stand up for yourself. Period. I didn't mean to say the B word, y'all. I'm sorry. I know that they've been messing with Reek's channel and all the other stuff, so I'm really trying to keep it clean. That's all. But if I feel like she's not being my homegirl, would I tell her, nope, even if it was just her and her guy or her by herself, not my business. If he tells you no, you need to respect that. Period. Because it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. I always keep that in mind. And it's really kind of a slower night, y'all. So I'm going to give y'all like another minute and a half and then I'm gone. Because I got to prepare for this week and do some things. What did Reek say? It's a lot of females that wake dudes up to head when they've been sleeping. True indeed, Reek. True indeed. And when that's going on, if he's not in the mood while she's doing it, he can say no. Generally speaking, men are more stronger than women. He can push her head off his, off his member. He can do that. But he might be scared of her biting him, but he needs to think about that situation when she's doing it and he's asleep because eventually he is going to wake up. That's how I look at it. I want that where she at. And then Shad says she might try and bite. And I just said that, Shad. She might try and bite. And then that's why I say you gotta figure out a way to, nah, I don't know what to say about that. There is females out here who bite, so. And if he's not in the mood, a man is generally stronger than a woman. He can figure out a way. That's how I look at it. Or might be drunk off expensive champagne. Again, like I said before, all the man has to do is say no or push her. Like, you know what I'm saying? A man is stronger than a woman. Figure out a way. I don't care how big or much she is than you. A man's stronger than a woman. I'm just an old freak. Can't help it. A straight black man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Joe Frank. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Be who you be. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But like I said, consent can go both ways, and saying no or yes when someone is intoxicated is different, or someone waking up out of their sleep. Excuse me, y'all, is different as well. All right, later, Joe Frank, and I think I'm going to close with that too, Joe Frank, because we've been on about 55 minutes. Um, See if I come on later on in the week. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, Reek, for letting me come on for this centralized topic, and maybe we might pick up later on during the week, and everybody can get involved or get more people.